Alrighty, Sharp Customs. We're rolling. It's a Tuesday night. Yes, I know I've been slacking. It's the 25th of June. It's June, right? Yeah, it's June. Yeah, 25th. Time's just flying by. I'm sorry, folks. I get lost in the, I get lost in the garage, believe it or not. I get lost here, man. We do so much stuff here through the week. We don't film it. I want everybody to know that. We do mundane stuff. We do brake jobs. We look at tires. Just recently I worked on a friend of mine's e-bike. Lowered the seat, put a few other pieces on it for him. We do all kinds of just stuff that I don't feel I would want to bore you with, to tell you the truth. Tonight, we're just kind of doing a little bit of an update, and we're hoping that Mad Max is going to be a good boy, and that he's just going to play with his work glove there. He's like, what the hell, man? Why you got me on camera? He's always searching around. But, yeah, so I've been trying to, take care of stuff around the house. Outside, inside, the garage, working on other people's cars and stuff, It'd be nice to have a bay open in here, because we have done a few jobs where it would have been nice just to roll the vehicle in here on the nice flat concrete instead of working out on the crusty old driveway, on a piece of cardboard. But hey, we do what we got to do. That's the way we roll, man. We do what we got to do. So as you know, I've been casting some stuff in aluminum. We'll get to that. I'll show you some parts that I cast. I got this 30, 32, 33, 34 frame here. Making an I-beam to incorporate the Jackrabbit spindles. It's okay. It's going to reside right here. Whether I put a leaf spring or I put coilover shocks. Now I tried to pull this one in the casting sand. I did make one. I ended up cutting it up, remelting it down, and I ended up going with, believe it or not, styrofoam. And basically there's the shape. Got to be cut out on the scroll saw. Obviously got to be thinner. And then basically what I did is I plugged it into my casting sand and left the styrofoam, and it's basically, they either call it lost wax, lost foam. You just leave the styrofoam right in there. It keeps its perfect shape, and then you pour your aluminum in, burns it out. You end up with your part. This is the I-beam I came up with. Not bad. It's a little chunky. It's a little heavy. Of course, I'm going to probably drill it. Put lightning holes in it. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to go with this one. Because I do have a plan B for the I-beam, which is, let me just grab it here. I threw it over here. It's a secondary kind of an I-beam, which is more, as you can see, it's more traditional. I wouldn't necessarily call it a downfall. I will have to make new spindle hubs and whatnot for this one, because I have ones that will fit in here, and they've got the control arm out so you could steer it and whatnot, and it's already tapped and threaded to put wheels on. Whereas if I go with this one, which I am going to make one, because why not? I can. And I am going to make one of these ones out of aluminum. It's more traditional to me. I kind of like it. you know, yeah, I'll have to make extra pieces, the spindles and whatnot for it. It's a little thinner. You know, we'll see. We're not really. I'm not really sure where this project is going at the moment. It's kind of a new project. I'm just gathering bits and pieces for it. You know, can't wait to get the molds to create the body for this 34 Ford Coupe. Gonna be pretty interesting whether I go open wheel or a fendered car. That's to be foreseen. I'm thinking of running, you know, big wides on it. If anything, might have to stretch the fenders if I do fenders. So beyond that, I've also got these parts here. These are for a catamaran Lagoon sailboat. These basically, what I can tell you about these, I've learned more about these since I got the molds. These are molds I got. Yes, I got these all the way. These molds came all the way from Barbados. That's where they came from. And I've pulled two. I pulled a couple, and what I'm doing is I'm recreating another set of molds because I do have a contract to prepare like 100 of these things. Well, a couple hundred, but as it stands, we're going to go with 40 at the moment. So that's 20 lefts, 20 rights. There are lefts and rights. And as far as I know, I believe what they are is they go in the back corners. I believe they get caulked in, and basically they're intake and exhaust vents on these catamaran sailboats. Very popular all over the world, so I'm told. And yeah, so, you know, been kind of playing with these a bit, trying to make another set of molds here. Got the start. I got the start, of course. You know, got some more layers of glass to do on all 4 pieces. Basically, I'm making another set of parts, and I'm recreating another set of molds. Don't know how many molds I'm gonna make. I'd like to have maybe 4 sets of molds, because it'd be nice just to lay them up, you know, boom, 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 lay them up, you know. 1 set of molds to do 40 pieces. I mean, Christ, you know how long that would take me? I literally, I don't like to fiberglass and gel coat in the same day. I like to gel coat, let it sit overnight, do my fiberglass in the next day. But anyhow, that's that. Another contracted project. Gonna take me all summer, no doubt, to, you know, get the 40, the 100, what it keeps changing. I'm just gonna say that, you know. Right now we're sitting at 40, you know, 20 lefts, 20 rights. Could go beyond that. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. So now we're gonna jump over here. As you can see, while I was laying up those parts, I decided, hey, why not lay up another GT40? So I prepped all the molds, I gel coated it, did all this stuff. Those parts, I literally had 17 pieces. So basically I'm laying up another GT40. I got my first layers, gel coated it last night. Got some glass, some of the angel hair in it today, this afternoon. You know, the 5 pieces, we've got the tail, the center, the front, we've got the sills. Basically everything's been laid up. Got some reinforcing. When I have a little extra resin, I tend to, you know, grab a little bit of the heavier 6-ounce chop and start laying in reinforcing wherever it's required, because I don't like to waste my, you know, my materials. It's expensive, and you know, so why not just keep laying in, you know, material. That was like this center section. Normally I only do 2 layers of the angel hair. This center section actually got like close to 4, because I had lots of resin, and I was like, yeah, just keep laying it in there. Just keep laying it in there. You know, use it up. Use up the resin. So yeah, we got that one going. This one's kind of an experiment, believe it or not, because once I get it all laid up and I get it all trimmed up and I get it all prettied up, I'm going to post it, you know, for sale. This will be number 12. This is number 11 sitting here. Oh, by the way, the 98 car, I had a little bit of it apart. So I could look at the parts because I was kind of duplicating bits and pieces. That one is all back together now. It's ready for another rip. I did some modifications to the muffler. Actually got it running better, believe it or not. Talk about that in another video, maybe a run video when I take it out for a test burn. Because I really want to smoke the tires on the back. I really want to do, you know, love doing those donuts. So then we're going to jump over to this GT40 that I've been working on. Yeah, it's just sitting here. It's kind of mocked up. I got the motor. I've actually spent quite a bit of time on this one, you know, between casting, the suspension parts for the rear, the motor. You know, there's lots to do on this one, you know. Still got to cut out the doors, still got to cut out the windows in the doors. I got the back window cut out, still got my vents to cut out. I'm thinking of possibly cutting this out and putting mesh here. Like, there's so much on these stupid little big boy toys, you know. I don't even know if I'm going to keep this one. I'm quite happy with my white one, with the 98. You know, that one's got a beautiful chassis under it. It's a one piece. You know, I kind of like it. I like to bash it. I like to run it. I like to do donuts with it if I can get it to run right. I'm going to lift the back off this one so you can see all the suspension work. Now you got to remember, all this stuff, aside of the motor and the gearbox, all this aluminum bracketry and everything has been all kind of hand fabricated. You know, not the hubs, but the hub holders. And yeah, there's a lot of work when it comes to after you've cast the pieces. There's a lot of work, you know. There's certain areas, you know, getting in here. You know, there's certain tools, you know. I got to file off the flashing, not the flanges, the flashing. I get a little bit of flash, so I file it off, and then I Dremel it. And it's like on my Dremel, those little, these little barrel sanders on the Dremel, the little ones. I've gone through about, you know, 10 of these little things. They just don't last, you know, polishing up inside all of these, you know, corners. And there's still more to do. I've only touched the surface, you know. There's still a lot more to do. I got to make a bracket. You can kind of see where I've got the shocks. They're kind of hanging out there. What I'm hoping is I'm going to take one of these apart, and I'm hoping that I can actually cut the bottom of this off, drill and tap it. I hope there's enough material here, meat, and put a heim joint on the bottom of these shocks. Just because the idea is I want to kind of tilt them over, kind of like so, and then I'll build a bracket here. I'll build a bracket here to hold the shocks, you know, and then we'll have our suspension. It doesn't move that much, you know, these little quarter scale toys. The suspension, I think it's more the cool factor that you've actually got it built, you know, like a real vehicle. You know, you've got control arms, you've got, you know, real suspension, you know, and does it do a whole lot? I don't think so. I drive that one. It's got all that stuff. It's got all suspension, control arms, and, you know, oh, can you see how it's handling? You know, is it a little stiff in the corner? Come on, really? Come on. Like, big boy toys, you know, like, it's all about the looks and the cool factor of the looks. And you know, this is probably something that, you know, this is probably something that I've built where, yeah, I have really gone kind of over the top. You know, you look at the Chevy pickup. That was a quick, low budget build. It was a decent build, but, you know, I did a lot of things with steel tubing and stuff like that. You know, didn't do aluminum suspension all around, and you know, it's got crappy shock absorbers on it. But hey, you know what? It still functioned. It still does what it's supposed to do. The shocks are a little bit weak. You know, I'll admit that. You know, it's got some heavy duty roll. As you can see, the scars on the side of it. It likes to slide on the side of the body. You know, we'll fix that. We'll fix that. We'll get back to the truck and we'll make it go. We'll make it go better. You know we will. But you know, it's all about time. It's all about time and timing. You know. Yeah. So basically, my plan is to what I've started to create in the rear here. Look at these little. So basically, all of these control arms, where they pivot, all the pivot points, and you can see how it pivots. Yeah, every one of these little joints needed a brass bushing. I don't know if the camera can see that brass bushing, that brass bushing, that brass bushing, that brass bushing. There's one there, there's one there, there's one there, there's one there. Yeah, like 16 miniature brass bushings. And yes, they're basically 1/4 inch with a 8/32 bolt through the center. And dummy me, only thing I got kicking around here is a piece of 1/2 inch, you know, bar stock brass. So I decide, oh well, you know, I'll throw it on the lathe, I'll spin it down. You know, what a waste of material, man. Spun that sucker all the way down to a 1/4 inch. You know, drilled the hole size for the bolt. It's basically what I got left. I got this little piece of brass left. Maybe for one more bushing. I get one more bushing. I still need 4 for this side. I'm gonna have to order some material. Obviously, I'm gonna order, you know, 1/4 inch. You know, and then just basically drill it, cut it. You know, that's just you know, when you start with something, you know, 1/2 inch, and you turn it all the way down to 1/4 inch, it's just crazy. I had a whole whack of shrapnel, you know, on the lathe. Yeah, it's crazy, but you know, I do what I got to do in the time that I have to do it. You know, why? Because I can. That's why. You know, that piece of brass bar stock has been sitting around here forever, and I figured I'd just put it to use, even though, yeah, it was a waste of material. But yeah, I got to order some more up, probably Amazon, no doubt, and I'll just order some 1/4 bar stock. And you know, because I still got all the front suspension on this. I'm doing it very similar to this with the control arms. Now, obviously, you can see that there is no adjustment in this to adjust. Whoa, settle down there, big boy. Of course, you can see that there is no adjustment in this for caster and camber. It kind of is what it is. Hopefully, everything is square. Does it matter if it dog tracks a wee bit? Do you hear that? Dog tracks. No, it doesn't. Why? Because it's a big boy toy. You know, it's a toy. You got to think about that. You know, very highly precision, expensive, big boy toy in most cases. Expensive? Not for me. But for other people, yes, expensive. I do it all myself, so, you know, these are just, you know, these are just cheap little projects that I like to do. And when I should actually be doing more priority work around here. You know, but hey, I cut my time. I cut my time between this stuff, between work stuff, you know, between house stuff, life stuff, yard stuff, damn dog stuff. You know, you spread yourself very thin. Let's just put it that way. Oh, here I am. Look, I'm in the shop. Look down. Look down. Oh yeah, bare feet. Bare feet. Because it's the end of the day. Have my work boots on all day. Oh, look at the camera girl. Oh, look, she's in her bare feet too. I didn't think she would show everybody her feet, but yeah, we're both in bare feet, and I did sweep the floor nice and clean. You know, get rid of the shrapnel, get rid of the debris. You don't want a metal sliver stuck in the bottom of your foot that you know. I put my glasses on to find it with a pair of tweezers, and I still can't do it because I still got to get out the damn magnifying glass. There you have it. Sharp Customs. Share, like, subscribe. Hope you all have a good Tuesday night. Hope you all have a good Wednesday. Trying to get another damn airbrush video out. It's gonna happen. Trust me, it's gonna happen. I want to break the airbrush out. I thought it was going to happen actually a couple nights ago. I was going to do some airbrushing on the e-bike that was here. And the fella come home early, and yeah, you know, he wanted it because he drives it around the city. And maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do something totally different. But until then, love you all. Thank you to all my subscribers. Peace. I'm out.